financial show that's been set up to help to empower you to make good and sound financial decisions. This is my favorite segment. This is where we actually have a real life experience. I have a guest that I'm going to introduce to you. What we're going to do is take her through an actual financial analysis where we identify what her goals are and then provide solutions to help her map out the way towards her goal. Today I'd like to introduce you to a very special guest. She's actually our first guest on our show. Her name is Chantel Smith. So I'd like to introduce you to Chantel Smith. Hi, Chantel.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I want to thank you for your time and taking time to be a guest on our show today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Chantel, so what I'm going to do is take you through a series of questions.
Okay.
These questions will help me identify where you are today, what your goals are, your aspirations, and then it'll allow me to map out a plan to help you achieve these goals.
Awesome.
Great.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. You ready?
Let's do it.
Great. So the first question that I like to ask, I ask this to all of my clients because I want to see what preparations they've made thus far. So do you currently have a will?
Ooh, I don't have a will.
Okay.
I don't have a will. No.
Right. And tell me about yourself as far as your family. Do you have any children? Are you currently married?
I am currently not married. However, I do have 3 children. So definitely, having a savings plan in place is imperative to ensure that they, can get to college. That stuff is expensive, so.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're definitely right. Okay, great. So you say you have children. How many children?
3.
3 children. Again, the ages?
8, 5, and 2.
Okay. Great. And so what are your personal goals? I want you to identify 2 short-term goals, those that you want to achieve within the next 5 years, and then 2 long-term goals. And I want you to also put a dollar figure as far as what those goals might require to fulfill.
I gotta cap myself.
Well, no, it's okay. Just 2 goals, long-term or short-term?
Or short-term. Long
and
or short.
We need 2 short-term and 2 long-term.
Okay. Well, I guess my initial short-term, if you said 5 years is considered short-term.
Yes.
I'm thinking at least to own a property or possibly 2. I should be kind of actually in the process of getting a house now, so hopefully by the end of 5 years I can have 2 other investment properties. Definitely want to get in real estate, so that's something that I'm looking into getting in right now. Another short-term goal of mine is to make more money.
Okay.
I don't actually honestly have a number, but if I can make, anywhere from 50 and up, that's, giving me a lifestyle that's pretty comfortable. At least that's what I think, as far as what my bills that I pay out, which are very minimal at this time. So as far as long-term goals, I definitely see myself owning my own business. And so probably being a little bit more further along in business, I actually personally desire to have my own coaching/consulting business where I help other minded individuals who want to start their business careers, help them get them off the ground. So that's definitely something I want to look into. And then also having prospectively a mental health counseling agency that I can definitely kind of start or collaborate with an investor or a partner or something on. So those are some of my longer term goals. Yeah.
Great. You've got a great future ahead of you.
Thank you.
And so as far as currently, what have you done to prepare for these goals? I'm going to ask you as far as values. What do you currently have set aside for these goals? In savings.
I probably have about almost $4,000 in savings. That can kind of commensurate with some of those goals, especially as far as, maybe a down payment on that first investment property, which I would probably live in for a few years and then sell or either rent it out. Other than just as far as investment with knowledge-wise, just going to school, working on my MBA right now, and essentially finishing my mental health counseling degree. To me, that adds value per se, but that's what I kind of have in place at this time.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing that information. All right, so Chantel, she is a single mother of 3, and she has 2 short-term goals. One is to own her own investment property, and the second is to earn more money. Her long-term goals are to start her consulting business, and the other is also to start a mental health business. In reviewing her income, she earns about $2,300 a month. She also currently has about $4,000 in savings. In analyzing and looking at her situation, and you have to understand, we don't have enough time to go through a proper analysis. It takes about 45 minutes. But I was able to get some other information from her and identify the most important things that she should focus on at this time. Okay, so Chantel, I have some recommendations for you. Okay. The first thing, I noticed that you say that you have $4,000 in your savings account.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I recommend that you build up at least 6 months worth of emergency money, we call it emergency cash. So anything else that you save above that amount, that is what you can put towards your goals, your investment goals. And so with your property, I know that's the first thing that you want to look at. I recommend that you look into programs. There's certain programs that you can apply for that will have down payment assistance. Okay. I suggest that you look for a realtor who's local in your area. Ask them for advice as far as what are the programs that are in that area that you can tap into, what classes you can take, and let them be your guide in this process. Make sure you work with a professional. Don't try to do this by yourself. Right. Great. And as far as other things that I know, because you do have young children, make sure that you have insurance. Okay. And at this stage, I'll recommend you can consider a term life, because you're in this stage where you're building your wealth. So term basically covers you while you're not able to, while you don't have the assets that you need. Right. So look for an inexpensive term. Make sure that you're covered, because life happens. Right. And you want to make sure that you protect your loved ones. The next thing is, I recommend that you start an IRA or some type of a retirement account. I know before you disclosed to me that your employer doesn't have a plan, a retirement plan, right? Exactly. So while you're building towards your long-term vision, make sure that you're chipping away towards that retirement goal, that you find an amount that you're comfortable with to at least start and be consistent about that savings plan. You've done some great things. I know that you've put in place a life insurance policy. Right. I have a life insurance policy in place, but to be honest, it's just so hard saving sometimes. Like 3 kids, single, granted I don't have that many bills, that's, a lot of my money is going back out into bills, but it's kind of sometimes, hard when just regular things come up, or it's just going to be hard. So have you heard of what we call the dreaded word, budget? Yeah, everybody's heard of a budget. Okay. Yeah. Let me make it lighter. Okay. It's also a spending plan. Okay. Yes. So it's your plan every month of how you're going to spend your money. Right. So it's important to have a spending plan in place. Right. Because then it's going to direct how your money, as it comes in, how it needs to go out. Right. So even things like your savings account, that is now a bill. It becomes a bill. Right. So in other words, instead of, I need to put it this, or something else comes up and takes that money that should have gone into savings, when it's a bill, it has to get paid. See, that has so much more meaning and perspective, because savings is I can use that on something else that I need now, or even that I want now. So when I think of my savings account as an actual bill, it kind of puts the little things in perspective. So I definitely can see where, making sure I have, the down payment perhaps for a closing cost for my home is a little bit more, attainable or reachable. Exactly. Yeah. And what I also recommend you do is use your bank. Most banks, you can talk to them and say, hey, I want to set up a savings plan where on this date, coordinated with when your paycheck goes into your bank account, that on this date, I want this certain amount to be deducted automatically. And so make sure that you use all those different things, facilities that the bank has that will help you to make it an automatic thing, a thing that you don't think about. And even some employers, actually, they have it where you can direct a portion of your paycheck into a savings account. Right. So use those resources where you're keeping that money out of reach, where it's not sitting in that checking account where you have access with a debit card. Right. And so now you know that that money in the savings is not really money. Yep. They say out of sight, out of mind. That's exactly right. But it's my money and I want it now. But no, you're right. It is still your money. Yeah. But then now what you're doing is you're positioning it for those things that you value, which are your goals.
Right.
You want to pursue that. You want to make sure that you fulfill those goals.
Absolutely.
And it won't come. Have you heard of that saying? It says, faith without work is dead.
Yes.
Yes. So you can have all the faith. I believe in you. I believe that you're going to do all these amazing things. But it's going to take work.
Right.
Yes. So put those things in place.
Thank you. Thank you for that perspective.
Great. And then the other thing that I wanted to ask you, do you currently have a retirement plan? Do you have something that you're putting aside each month?
A retirement vehicle.
Okay.
I'm not contributing to it, to be honest with you. I'm not putting any contributions in it, but I do have something in place.
Okay.
That I, need to probably utilize and think about a little bit more. But so I have something, I'm just not contributing to it as I should.
Okay. Well, I would recommend that you now put aside a certain amount.
There's more money. No.
Yes, it is more money.
No, okay.
But I've looked at your cash flow.
Okay.
And you have a lot of surplus. In fact, you have a $1,900 surplus. So where's $1,900 going every month?
Food.
That's after food.
I know. Like
$1,900 is after you've paid your bills. That's the extra that you have.
No, I mean like eating out. Like I probably need to slow down on that.
So you're using it for fulfilling desires that are not really bringing you an investment for your future.
Right.
I always ask people I always tell people before they make a purchase or spend money, I say, is this something that is an investment or is this something that's just going to fade away in that moment? Yeah. So now when you think about your purchases, think, is this an investment in my future? Is this pushing me closer to my goal? Or is this setting me back? Or is this just pleasure for the moment?
Wow.
Yeah. So those are the, behavior. Behavior is the first thing that you need to change in order to pursue your goals.
Yeah, I can do that.
My guest, like so many other people, has great aspirations, and I sincerely believe that she's going to be able to achieve them. And she actually also has the resources in order to achieve these goals. But all she needs is a plan in place. Number one, she has to have a spending plan in place. Without a spending plan, you basically don't have a guide to take you towards your destiny and towards your vision. Your spending plan, which others may reference as a budget, it allows you to have an order to how you spend your money. Okay. The second thing that I recommend is that you make sure you protect your family while you're pursuing your long-term goals. Sometimes when we have our sight on the long term and the vision that we're pursuing, we forget to make sure that we build hedges around our plan. And we build these hedges through life insurance, health insurance, and other type of insurance policies that protect us from an uncertain event. Okay. We also have the retirement picture. I recommend that you have a retirement plan in place. It doesn't matter how young or how old you are or what stage you are in your life. It's important that you put something in place. I say a little bit put away for a long time when you have consistent behavior will amount to something for your future. So it's better to start a plan than to just neglect it or say this is not the right time. Thank you for tuning in. I hope the information that we've discussed has been helpful and that we've shed a little piece of wisdom that will help you build a strong financial foundation. Have a good day and be blessed. Great. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. You can actually reach us on our website, heritagewealthonline.com. Send us your comments and your questions. We'd love to help you.